Hey, house guests, welcome to today's Big Brother 25 updates and spoilers. Happy Saturday. We have a lot to discuss. Our house guests of the day are Kevin McPherson and Kansas James. Thank you so much for the support. We could not do this without you, and we appreciate it so, so much. So thank you again. And if you guys want to be house guests of the day, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. It's only $1 for a holla. And happy belated birthday to Kansas James. I believe it was just like yesterday, right? So I hope you're enjoying. Before we get started, I also want to thank yesterday's super chatters because that is another fantastic way to support our channel. So thank you to my husband, Sean, Camila Gamba, Mark Marshall. Hope you're feeling better. Wendy Will, Jefferson Tucker, William Dang, Edward Simmons. That's the wrong page. Mary Ellen L, Cher Bear, Traval K, and yeah, thank you all so much. We really, really appreciate it. Oh, hello, and welcome. All right, so when we left off yesterday, Felicia, the HOH, was preparing to make her nominations. Now, we all know that the end game this week is to backdoor Heisem. He has no idea this is coming. So Felicia was planning to put up Jag and Cameron on the block because she doesn't want to set off any alarm bells with Heisem, right? So she wants to make sure that those nominees are acceptable to him and it's not going to make him think like, is there something more going on here? What's the deal? So Jag is an obvious choice. First of all, he's on the other side of the house. But secondly, he got caught in a huge lie right before the vote. He was trying to save Riley. And I guess he was lying to everybody and saying, oh, we have the votes to save her in order to make more people jump on board. So he got caught and people were pissed about it. All right. And then Cameron, on the other hand, is a strong competitor. He could potentially win the power veto to make that backdoor happen. And if noms stay the same, Cameron would become the target. So Felicia was pretty open in her HOH one-on-ones. She told almost everyone about her plan to backdoor Heisem, except for Heisem, of course, and also Red, because she was nervous. Like, what if Red tells Heisem? They're kind of close, so she didn't want to do that. So Cameron was down with the backdoor plan, but he was kind of like trying to stay off the block. He was like, yeah, I want to help for sure. But if I go up on the block, it might spook Heisem, so maybe you should not put me up. I'm pretty sure Heisem would be okay with it. But Cameron was suggesting that Felicia just put up whoever Heisem wants because he was like, oh, I think Heisem wants Jag and Blue up, so like maybe do that. Well, Heisem was pushing for Matt and Jag to go up because he was convinced that they would use the power veto on each other if they're not nominated together. I mean, I don't think that's a guarantee. It would be ideal, though, because that would mean that there'd be a space open up on the block for Heisem to go up. All right. So, yeah, Felicia is not putting Matt up on the block. He is scoopable right now. Now that Riley is gone, he has some new game opportunities. People are looking to work with him. Felicia, Cirie, and Izzy are all thinking maybe we should try to pull him in. He'd be a good number for us. All right, so Cirie and Felicia have a quick check-in in the bathroom yesterday, and Felicia tells Cirie, we have a new alliance to talk about, and it's one that no one would anticipate. So this alliance that she's referring to came up during her one-on-one chat with Jag. And it would be Felicia, Cirie, and Izzy, and then Matt, Jag, Blue, and Jared. Do we have to add on Jared? I'm sorry. I'm so disgusted with Jared. We're going to get to that in a little bit. But anyway, it would be a new group of 7 pulling from both sides of the house. And Felicia tells Cirie, Jag is all about it. No one would expect it. And she's really excited about it too. So there were a lot of like little discussions about this throughout the day and night yesterday. I'm not going to get into all of them because a lot of them were just like, did Jag or did Felicia tell you about the new alliance? Blah, blah, blah. Sounds so fun. That's that. Okay. So it hasn't been solidified yet, but it has been discussed a bit. So then Cirie, Izzy, and Heisem have a quick chat in the gym. And Cirie says, I've been hearing that Cameron told Felicia during his one-on-one that you, Heisem, would be upset if Cameron went up on the block. So, like, what's that all about? And Heisem says, upset Heisem? Heisem doesn't give a shit. Heisem is in an alliance called the Professors. Heisem is going to support the Professors. Heisem doesn't give a shit about anybody else. Oh my God, not the third person. My mom always told me when somebody starts referring to themselves in the third person, they've gone a little bit off the deep end, right? This is too much. Heisem says he chose his side, he chose his people, and it's all about how they get the 7, their group of 7, to the final 7. Well, I don't think he's going to make it that far. But he says he would love to see Cameron go before jury starts. He is not attached to him like people are assuming he is. So Heisem says he really doesn't care who Felicia puts up next to Jag because the target is the target. You're the target. Okay, so it was time for the nomination ceremony. And as planned, Felicia put up Jag and Cameron. Okay. It's done. So then Cameron and Red are chatting in the comics bedroom, and Red is asking, is this like another pawn situation for you, Cameron? Like, what is this? Red didn't know that Cameron was going up on the block. This was a surprise to him. I believe Felicia told Red during their one-on-one chat that she was going to put up Jag and Blue. So he was a little surprised when he saw his bestie up on the block. Cameron says, I guess I just played it so cool as a pawn last week that they wanted to use me again. And if that's my job, then that's my job. Okay. Red says Cameron should still be in a safe position if Jag comes off the block. Yeah, I'd say he will be. Okay. Red says it just makes him wonder how much they, meaning the Professor's Alliance, trust him because they didn't let him know that Cameron was going to be going up on the block. Yeah, they don't trust Red anymore. They are very suspicious about Red, and he's not doing himself any favors because he keeps saying in front of his allies that he's in the middle. Why do you keep doing that? That's not going to make your allies feel good. So that's definitely an issue. Also, he like withholds information. He's got his sketchy stuff going on with Cameron. So the professors are not really trusting Red at this point. So Cameron says, at least I'm guaranteed to play in the power veto. That's how this whole pawn thing was pitched to me. Okay. So then the feeds flip to Jag and Blue chatting on the Sky Bridge. And Jag says the dumbass is celebrating that I'm on the block. And I'm pretty sure the dumbass that he's referring to is Heisem. Blue says either way, Jag is going to be good this week. Yeah, he's not the target here. Even if the nominations stay the same, he is not the target. So Jag says, I walked into my one-on-one with Felicia being told that I was going up, and I walked out with a 7-person alliance. He's feeling pretty good. So Jag is trying to figure out, how should I act right now? Do I pretend to be sad? Like, we got to keep up this charade with Heisem, right? So Jag says, being on the block sucks, but given all the circumstances, it's not too bad. He's feeling good. Oh, all right. So Jag says, I'm going to have a really hard time pretending to be all solemn. But Jag and Blue both agree they are excited about this new 7-person alliance, bridging the two sides together. And Blue says she trusts everyone in the group. It seems really solid. We'll see how long she still feels that way because I don't know how serious this alliance is. I think Felicia is serious about it. I don't think Cirie and Izzy are serious about it. I think that they would stick with it for a few weeks to get rid of like Cameron, maybe Red, but like Jag is definitely going to be a target soon as well. So I don't see this alliance lasting very long. But anyway, Jag and Blue discussed the possibility of making a 4-person thing within the 7. So it would be the 2 of them with Cirie and Izzy. They're always going for those smaller alliances within the bigger, right? But Jag is worried that it could come off as snaky. They still want to do it anyway, though. They're probably going to go for it. Okay. So then Izzy and Cameron are having a chat in the comics bedroom, and they're talking about who Cameron will pick to play in the power veto if he gets house guest choice. So Cameron says, I really don't want to put Red in that position. So Izzy's like, well, I'd love to play. Cameron blows right past that, and he's like, I could pick Jared, but is that going to show that we're close? Is that going to burn that bridge? So then Red comes in, and again, Izzy is saying, like, I know I haven't been able to show a lot yet, but if you pick me, I'll fight. I'll go hard. I'm itching to play for that veto. So Izzy says, I want Jag to go, so I would be fighting for you. Now, of course, Izzy knows that Jag is not the target, but they're having this conversation in mixed company, right? Red is in the room. He is one of two people in the house that at that time did not know about the backdoor plan. So she's keeping that under wraps. But Cameron says he would pick Red or Izzy to play in the competition. And he also thinks that Felicia would possibly pick one of them to host. So Red says, well, Felicia promised me that if I don't get picked, I can host. So Cameron's like, do you want to do that? Do you want to host or do you want to play? And Red says, oh, I always want to play. I'm a competitor first. I remember him saying he was going to throw like a lot of competitions until jury starts, but okay. So Cameron says, hopefully Izzy and Red, you both get picked to play. We'll see in a few minutes. So Cameron leaves the room, and Izzy's asking Red, how are you feeling about the power veto? And Red says, I feel very much on the outside of the professors right now because nobody told me that Cameron was going up on the block. He says, I feel untrusted. That is very perceptive because you are untrusted at this point. So Izzy claims she didn't know that Cameron was going up either. Yes, she did. She says, all I knew was that Felicia is targeting Jag. And Red says, okay, I feel a little bit better because that's what Felicia told me too. So Izzy says it makes sense that Cameron went up on the block. He's going to fight like hell for that POV. And then when he comes down, Blue can go up next to Jag. So Red says, everybody thinks that I'm linked to Cameron at the hip, and my game suffers because of it. You know, when Cameron's up on the block, nobody wants to tell me stuff. Is it true, though? Are you guys linked at the hip? Because sometimes it seems that way. Izzy says, maybe you should tell Cameron not to pick you to play for the veto then, you know, if that's something you're afraid of people thinking. So Red says Cameron is his boy, but the professors come first. I don't know about that. Oh my goodness, you guys are killing me with all these super chats. Thank you so much. I'm going to thank you all individually at the end because I know I'll get derailed if I start thanking you now, but thank you so much. I just want to say that. Oh my goodness. Okay. So a little later, Cameron and Red have a game chat in the have not room. And Cameron tells Red, I love you. I want you to know I have your back. I don't give a shit about anybody else. There's a whole lot of that in this update. But they talk about how Red has been feeling left out. And Cameron says, there's something deeper here going on than what you think is going on. Oh shit, he's gonna spill. So Cameron says, I can tell you if you want, or maybe you don't want that information. Maybe you want to be able to keep playing ignorant and like you don't know what's going on, which is fine. So Red says, no, tell me. So Cameron spills about the plan to backdoor Heisem. And Red says that he had an inclination. Did he? So Cameron says, I've wanted Heisem out for 2 weeks. I've been laying the groundwork here, and I finally found out that other people felt the same way. Cameron is trying to take credit for this move. He's going to bring it up multiple times here. We're going to hear it again. It's a lot. So Cameron says he is on the block so that he can win the power veto, and then Heisem will go up in his place. So Red asks, so should I use the power veto on you if I win? And Cameron says, yes, of course. Cameron says he was always intending on telling Red this plan at some point. He just wanted to wait until it was in motion. Now, I do genuinely think he was planning on telling Red the whole time. It's just funny how they try to pretend like they're not each other's number one. So yeah, Red is fine with Heisem going, but like again, he's feeling weirded out that he was left out of this plan. He says Heisem is a good guy. He likes the guy, but he's a strong competitor. Okay. So Cameron says the whole house is in on the plan, even Jag. At that point, it kind of felt like he was just like rubbing salt in the wound. But again, Cameron is saying, I don't want one person, meaning Felicia, to get credit for this. This move is being made by a coalition. Dude, this is not your move, okay? So Red tells Cameron, maybe you should pick Izzy if you get House Guest Choice because we already have a target on us. You know, people are not giving me info because I am associated with you. So Cameron advises Red, keep acting like you're out of the loop. This is a good opportunity for you to see if your alliance continues to lie to you about this. Ooh, yeah, they're gonna. Okay. So anyway, in other news, Izzy was having kind of like a moment of clarity. She was thinking out loud in the bathroom and she was saying, am I effing it up? Can I get to final three? And she's thinking, yes, she can get to final three, but she's asking, am I gonna win? She's wondering, are my feelings about Cirie clouding? She didn't finish the thought, but I'm assuming she would say like clouding my judgment. Am I being reasonable about it? So I think she's realizing maybe like she doesn't have a great chance to win if she goes to the end. Sorry, with my leg was falling asleep. If she goes to the end with Cirie and Jared, but she's going through her ideal eviction order. Of course, she wants Heisem out this week. Then Cameron, she's saying Jag, then Red. Okay. A little later, Cirie and Izzy are chatting in the HOH room. And Cirie is like, wow, I didn't expect to be around for this long. Seriously, I can't believe no one's been talking about targeting Cirie yet. She has really gotten in with everybody and nobody's talking about taking her out. I think a lot of people also just like don't realize how good she is because they don't watch Survivor. Obviously, Corey knows he's made the decision to work with Cirie. Izzy knows she's made the decision to work with Cirie, but I don't think there's a ton of other Survivor fans in there. I think Felicia watches and she knows Cirie is good as well. But like these people, they don't realize who they're working with. So yeah, Cirie says we got lucky in that sense. So Izzy's like, yeah, I've been thinking about going to the final three with you and Jared since day one. So Cirie says, you're really gonna have a dilemma because you're probably gonna win the final HOH, and it's gonna be up to you to decide, do you go to the end with me or Jared? Izzy says she knows exactly what she would do. Please be Cirie. But Cirie says, don't tell me. I don't want to know. So Cirie says that she and Jared basically owe Izzy their lives in this game, right? Izzy knows their secret and she hasn't told a soul. So Cirie says they're not going to hold anything against Izzy, whatever she would decide to do, you know, whoever she would take to the end. So Izzy's like, I don't know. I don't even know that I would beat Jared in those final competitions. Yeah, maybe you should just like cut Jared before that and keep Cirie. I don't know. Just a thought. But Cirie says Izzy has to remember she is playing her own game. You need to do what's best for you. Like, don't worry about us. We're grateful for you. And you know, whatever you do, we're not going to be upset about it. We would never look at you as anything other than family. Izzy Fields. Yeah, so Izzy's like getting teary-eyed and emotional about it. And Izzy's asking, like, am I thinking about this too soon? Or like, don't you feel like we have multiple avenues to get to the final three? And Cirie says, I do feel that way, but I've been in positions like this before. You feel really good. And then stuff takes a left turn, you know, stuff goes awry. So Cirie does not want them to get overconfident. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, Red and Bowie are chatting in the comics bedroom. And Red, of course, again, is talking about how he feels like he's on the outs. He says, nobody has told me what I should do if I win the power of veto. Like, why am I not in on these conversations? So Bowie brings up that people are assuming that she, Red, and Cameron are all working together as a three. People are assuming this for sure. And Red says it's because the three of us are in the middle. Why are you saying this? Again, Red and Bowie are both part of a 7-person alliance. They're not like in the middle. Cameron in the middle, yes. Red and Bowie, no. So Red again is saying he is professors first. He'd like to be included in the game conversations because they're in an alliance. And he thinks that there's something else going on, like a backdoor or something. Now, we know Red knows what's going on because Cameron spilled. Bowie also knows what's going on because she's part of those discussions, right? But she's not spilling this to Red. Bowie's like, I don't know. I guess it depends, like what happens with the veto. So Red is like, this is the kind of stuff that breaks alliances. And I really don't want that because I feel like the professors are solid. So Bowie says, I'll see if I can find anything out and I'll let you know. So after Bowie reports back to Izzy and she lets her know all about this conversation with Red. She said, yeah, Red is smart. He's sniffing around about a back door. And he told me that he's all about the professors, but that, this is the kind of stuff that can break up alliances. So we got to figure out what we're going to do here in regards to Red. So a few minutes later, Red is in the comics room with Cirie and Bowie. And again, Red is like, I feel weird. I feel like I'm back on the outs for whatever reason. Maybe just because I'm friends with Cameron and he's up on the block. So Cirie says, don't worry. Like, none of the professors knew who was going to be going up until the nomination ceremony. That's not true. So Felicia comes in and Red is like, I do think it was a really smart move to put up Cameron. It makes sense. It's a genius move. And Felicia's like, yeah, I don't want it to look like we're straight up attacking the other side, right? So it wouldn't be a good look to put up like Blue and Jag or Jag and Matt or anything like that. So she wanted Cameron up there. Plus, she's saying Jag is the target. That's a lie. And she says Cameron has the ability to win the power veto. So she wanted him in the mix to block Jag from winning. It didn't work. So yeah, Felicia is claiming. Sorry, I just skipped ahead. So Red is asking, what should I do if I win the power veto in that case? Like, do you want me to take Cameron down? And Felicia's like, yeah, do that. I mean, of course she wants that. She wants Heisem to go up, but she's not saying that yet. She's not sharing this with Red, but he knows. So Felicia is claiming that Matt would be the replacement nominee. That's a lie. Okay, so eventually Red is like, oh yeah, there's someone in our group that everyone's looking at right now. So he's definitely like putting this out there to see if Felicia will bite. And she does. She's like testing out the waters and she's asking, what do you think if I backdoored Heisem? It's something that's crossed my mind, maybe once or twice. So Red is like, oh yeah, I'm on board with it. Felicia's acting like this is a new idea. She's asking Bowie and Cirie, like, what do you guys think? Would you be on board with that? So of course they're like, yeah. Red knows that this is not a new idea, right? His alliance is not looking great in this conversation, but Felicia's telling him, like, don't say anything to Heisem. We could do this. It'd be so great. So after, Cirie is talking to Izzy, and Cirie's like, I am so annoyed that Red keeps acting like he's in the dark when clearly Cameron has spilled everything to him. Yeah. Correct. They're really hoping that Heisem doesn't know about the plan. There's that fear that Red or Cameron will spill to Heisem, but they haven't. Heisem doesn't know what's going on. For some reason, the thought has shifted. At first, Cirie and Izzy thought that Cameron was the one spilling to Red, which he was. But then they kind of like shifted their thinking, and now they're blaming Bowie for it when she did not spill. And she even warned Izzy ahead of time, like, look, Red is not feeling great right now. Like, we need to figure out what we're going to say to him. But yeah, she is behind the scenes taking a lot of heat. She doesn't even realize it. So that's not good for her. But later, Cameron and Red are chatting again. And, knowing that his alliance was still lying to him, Red decides to spill about the professors to Cameron. So he shares the name. He lists off everyone that's in the alliance. And Red is talking about how Cameron is going to be pulled into the alliance, like officially, once Heisem is gone. That alliance is toast. This is not going to be a thing anymore once Heisem is gone. But again, Cameron is saying that Felicia doesn't deserve all the credit for taking out Heisem. Cameron says he's been wanting to do it for weeks, and someone finally listened to him. He's really out of control here. Freaking let Felicia get her due. Anyway, in other news, oh God, okay. Jared needs to shut his mouth. He's still trying to find out how many people Blue has slept with. He's still being misogynistic about women and their sex lives, and like he's allowed to run around and like, what was the phrase he used? Oh, he called himself like a serial cheater, even though he was like dating the same woman for like 7 years through high school and college. But he doesn't want to go out with any women basically that have slept with other people. Like, what? So yeah, all I needed to hear from Jared to know that he sucks is that he refers to women as females. But it's so much worse than that. At one point, he was saying, like, oh, yeah, I guess he was describing like some evolution that he recently went through. And he was like, I needed to start looking at females as people and not objects. I'm disgusted. Like, that is so gross. So at one point, too, Izzy, Blue, and Jag were all trying to call Jared out on his misogynistic views, and he was pretty much just like doubling down, not taking anything in. So it was bleh, gross. So that's one thing. On a game level, Jared is also blowing it. He was all cuddled up with Blue on the hammock last night, and Jared was bragging that this isn't his first rodeo in the reality TV realm, because he was telling Blue, like, oh, when we get out of here, you're going to be getting all sorts of DMs from like prominent people, blah, 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 people in the industry. Like, I know all about it. And he was like, I have a secret that the viewers know about. Like, all the viewers know about it. Really? You're really doing this right now? At one point, Blue was asking about Jared's childhood, and he was talking about how he was like splitting his time, I guess, between Connecticut and Jersey City. So then Blue was asking, oh, who lived in Jersey City and who lived in Connecticut? Like your mom, your dad, like what was the deal with that? So Jared's like, oh, I need to stop talking or you're going to start putting the puzzle pieces together. Are you effing kidding me? Are you serious right now? Jared can go. If he is going to ruin this for Cirie, I will be so pissed. So pissed. It made me very angry. Yeah, so let's move on from that for now. Today, they had the POV player picks. We find out that the host is Bowie. And the players, we've got Felicia the HOH, 2 nominees, Jag and Cameron, and then 3 extra players. Is it going to be Heisem? No. The 3 extra players are Izzy, Red, and Corey. Oh my God. So Heisem is not in this competition. There was much rejoicing throughout the house. Even Heisem is pleased with these picks because number 1, he wants to like sit back. He feels super comfortable this week. He doesn't really want to win right now because he doesn't want to make that target on himself bigger. But also, he thinks that the nominations are going to stay the same and Jag will go. Nope. Okay. So at one point today, Cirie and Jared are having a chat in the kitchen. And Cirie advises Jared, hey, don't talk about the end of the game with Izzy yet because she's like really weird and emotional about it. Right? We talked about that conversation that they had yesterday. So Cirie's like, yeah, Izzy is still seeing us all in the final 3 together. And Jared says, sometimes it feels like it'd just be easier to get Izzy out. I can't keep dealing with that. So Cirie says, at this point, if Izzy were to expose our secret, people are going to be wondering, why did you keep this secret for so long? They're not going to trust her. So it's in her best interest to just ride it out and keep the secret. For sure. So Jared is like, well, I hate playing with emotional people, and it would be easy to vote her out if we had the opportunity. He says he's tired of having to put his life in her hands. He says she has a tendency to make you worry about her feelings, but she doesn't care about other people's feelings. He says it would be nice to not have to worry about her telling the secret. Yeah, I mean, Jared can take care of that himself, clearly. He's like ready to freaking blurt this out to Blue. Jared is way more likely to spill the secret than Izzy. So Cirie says, Izzy is working really hard to get us to the end. We can trust her. And Jared's like, no, I don't want to have to worry about offending Izzy. So in my opinion, it seems like Jared is big mad because Izzy decided to call him out on his misogynistic views last night, and he didn't like that. So now all of a sudden he's flipping on Izzy and he wants her to go. He sucks. So instead of like looking at his own behavior after being called out, he's just like, no, Izzy can go. So Jared is over Izzy at this point. Cirie, however, is not. Cirie tells Jared, you really need to think about this first. Like, don't do anything dumb. So Cirie is like, what do we need Izzy for besides to not tell? And Cirie says, I don't trust anyone else the way that I trust you, Izzy, and Felicia. I think you should trust Jared less because he's not trustworthy. But Jared says it's going to mess up his game if he has to keep tending to Izzy. Is it wrong that I'd love to see Jared go soon? He is just rubbing me the wrong way right now. And I don't want him messing things up for Cirie. So yeah, the feeds were down for a few hours for the POV competition. They just came back right before we started the stream. And it turns out that Jag won the power veto. Woo! Which I really love because, of course, before Cameron was all like, I'm the beast, like, I'm going to win this. Woo, I'm going to be part of this plan. But now Cameron's going to be the one staying up on the block when Jag pulls himself down, and then Felicia puts Hisam up in his place. Oh my God. Yeah, so it's going to be wild. I don't think they're planning on telling Hisam until like at the POV ceremony, which is going to be crazy. So I guess they're just going to like play it cool tonight and tomorrow. POV ceremony on Monday. It's going to be wild. So, oh my God. I don't know if we're fully prepared for this, but woo, thank you all so much for watching. I got to thank all our super chatters today because you guys were extra amazing today. Mary Ellen L, thank you so much as always. Oh my goodness. And such a cute kitty cat sticker. Sarah Aaron Nichols, thank you so much. Oh, thank you for being a delight. That's so sweet. Shane Wright, thank you so much for the super chat. Autumn Pond, thank you so much. Okay, Autumn says your opinion requested. Here we go. Was Jared seriously trying to trade his secret for Blue's body count? Could he be that desperate to know? I think he could be that desperate to know because he seems very insecure to me. I also just like don't like the phrase body count. I think it's so nasty. I'm not saying that you use that or it's your fault. I'm just saying like whenever I see that phrase, I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he was specifically trying to get the information out of her by like hinting at his secret, but I do feel like he was trying to use it as like a flirting tactic kind of thing where he's like, I got this going on, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like a bragging thing. That's my opinion, but I don't know. I could totally see what you're saying as well. Thank you again. Keith Holloway, thank you so much. Yes, keep it up. Thank you. Sakura Gayaru, thank you so much for the super chat. You're amazing. Darby C, thank you so much. Oh, wait, and this is Sakura's first super chat. Yay, thank you. Darby C, thank you so much. Darby says, Hisam is so annoying. I hope this plan works. Yeah. He's been very overconfident the last few days ever since Felicia won HOH. So he's got a big storm coming, honey. It's going to be wild. Fueled by intentions. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for the very generous super chat. And they said, congratulations, Maddie and Sean. Until yesterday's live, I had not realized y'all got married. Oh, thank you for your amazing updates and sharing your life with us. May God bless your marriage. Here's a small wedding token to share in your joy. Thank you so much. That is so incredibly sweet of you. Yes, we are still newlyweds and we're loving it. Jump, thank you so much. Jump says, oh, bye, Hisam. Yeah, right? Oh, bye. It's going to be crazy. Oh, Kristen Gem, thank you so much. Oh, unbelievable. So, so generous. Kristen says, hey, not your sister, Kristen here. Right? Finally able to catch you live for my first super chat this year. Thanks as always for your coverage again this year. Keep doing you. Thank you so much. You were so, so sweet. Really, really appreciate that. Bori Bonita, thank you so much. Bori says, I'm so tired of the word right. Yes, ever since it was brought to my attention how much Hisam says the word right, I can't focus on anything else when I'm listening to him talk. It's literally once or twice a sentence. It's wild. Can't wait for Renoms to see Hisam's face. I think he's going to be very blindsided. Yeah, it's going to be a show. I'm so hoping that I'll be caught up on everything by the time they have the veto ceremony on Monday, because when those feeds come back, I need to be ready to watch live. Can't be watching that on the replay. Needs to be live. So thank you again so much. It's going to be crazy. Sean Davis, thank you so much. Sean says, after last night, Jared just needs to keep his mouth shut. Yes. I would love to be in this house because everyone talks too much. Yeah. Jared is really, he's really grossing me out, and it's too much. I'm really hoping that somebody's going to set him straight with all that. I mean, they tried last night, but it wasn't working. Edward Simmons, thank you so much. Edward says, after this week, Nicole needs to win and do a major shakeup to the house. The Hisam thing is a sub-minor, not a major. I'd love to see Mimi win. I think she would have a really level head. I'm a little bit worried that Cirie seems kind of upset with Mimi, feeling like Mimi is going more towards the middle of the house, because I thought Mimi was in a great spot before. I'm a little bit scared now because I think she's moving up on the target list a little bit. So hopefully that's going to be resolved and she will get back into a better spot. Janine Hanberger, thank you so much. Nope is right. Yeah, okay. I think we're caught up here. Nope, we're not. Okay. One more. William Dang, thank you so much. William says, hey, is Jared an asset or a detriment for Cirie? It's a good question. Honestly, for a while, I think he was helping out. He was doing a really good job playing the middle and bringing information back to Cirie and that side of the house. But as Jared gets closer and more attached to Blue, I worry about what information he's going to spill to her. Not just the big one, right? The big secret about Cirie and Jared being related. But I think he will spill other game secrets as well, and it's going to be a problem. So I wish that they would take out Jared instead of Blue, but I think what is more likely to happen is that they would take out Blue to bring Jared back in. No. But yeah, just a reminder, we don't do spoilers on Sundays, but we will be back for the episode recap tomorrow night, and then the next spoiler will be on Monday afternoon, and it's probably going to be a crazy one. So hope you're all there. Everybody have a great rest of your Saturday, Sunday. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you again all so much. And until next time, much love.